All right. Woohoo! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Journeying Through Spiritual Book Discussion and Healing Circle. Hope you all are having a great weekend. We are under the new moon, and so there can certainly be a lot of things going on in addition to those of you who may be honoring those who were in a war in America. It is Memorial Day in the US, where we honor those who have served. Hey, gentlemen, it is great to see you, and you're welcome. I am so glad to be here today. It has been a lot. It has been a lot, and I am so grateful that I have this book, A World Made New, to just keep going back to and kind of bringing myself back to my truth, to what is going on, to understanding how it all is unfolding. So without further ado, casting a circle of light, specifying that only Source, Creator God, my healing team, and the support teams as needed be present for tonight's Journeying Through Spiritual Book Discussion and Healing Circle, where we are still talking about a world made new. And we are in day 7. And as I repeatedly say, you do not have to have read the book in order to participate. If that, is something that really appeals to you, then awesome, great. Read the book and bring your questions and your wisdom to tonight. And if not, you just keep trusting how it shows up for you. This book is a whole lot easier than the very first one, which started off with I Am the Word. Golly, I would read that book and read 3 or 4 pages and then fall asleep. Read 3 or 4 pages and then fall. It took me the longest time to read that. So welcome to all of you, and it is great to have you here. So fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. May it be with the blessings of Source, that we continue to know our truth, that we continue to trust our higher selves, that we continue to remember that love is the only truth, and to know that we have a community where we are always love supported and protected. With that, we say amen and aho. So it is great to see all of you here tonight. This is the title of this circle is The Apocalypse of the Small Self. Sort of makes me laugh. The Apocalypse of the Small Self. I was like, wow. I think they actually use that phrase at least twice in the book, day 7, that we are talking about. And I kind of think it's a cool way of phrasing what is going on. Like, we all think that everything is getting blown up, that all things are really crazy out there, that there's a lot going on. It's Armageddon, it's the apocalypse. This is what different books have been talking about. We're going to blow ourselves up or whatever else that is. And I love that Melchizedek talks about it is the apocalypse of the small self. If it is anything, it is of the small self. And what that means is we are busy ditching the old ideas of how we do things, the ideas that our small self, our personality is in charge, and The more we move those ideas, the more we understand that it's actually our higher self that is in charge. That when we allow our higher self to be in charge, then we're aligning our life to higher frequencies, and we're transforming more of the dense, wow, I almost said bullshit. The dense stuff that is all around us. All those lies, all of those ideas that we are separate, that we're not actually connected. So let's see, I have that, it's page 79, if I got onto the right page. Page 79 in the book, they do talk about, in the middle of the page, and this is the apocalypse that the small self fears, is that we will discover that we are all connected, that we all are in union, in truth. And it fears that. It goes, oh my God, what if you find out that it's really not true, that you never made a mistake, that you were never worthless, you were never bad. And they actually say that in the book. It says, it was never true. You were a bad boy or a worthless girl. It was never true that who you are, the implicit, intrinsic you, was so traumatized that you may never heal. Because the divine self, who knows itself in innocence, or as the divine self, which of course exists beyond the idea of sin, only knows itself in worth. And not the kind of work that you would seek to measure through the values you have used to decide what is worthy, but through the inherent value. All of that to say that your higher self knows that you're worthy, knows that you never made a mistake, knows that there was never anything that has ever happened to you that can't be healed. That's a big woohoo, yay. Let's celebrate that there is absolutely nothing that can't be healed. So, all that to say, what does your apocalypse look like? You take a moment and just ask yourself, whatever your apocalypse looks like. And you can share it in the chat if you would like, or you can just keep it to yourself and just know, yep, that's what my apocalypse looks like. So when I asked myself this question the other day, my apocalypse looks like being left behind and tortured. That's what an apocalypse looks like to me. I have this deep-seated fear that I am going to be left behind and I am going to be tortured. Now, has that happened to me in this lifetime? Absolutely not. Did my mom walk on another aisle and leave me alone and I was scared that I wasn't going to be able to find her? Yes, I was left behind. But it is not the apocalypse that I fear, and that comes from previous lifetimes, different experiences, and other times. You may have something that has happened in this lifetime, but you may not have any reasonable explanation for it other than that's what you got, and that's okay. So, gentle on that. Feeling like a failure, embarrassed, unloved, yep. That can be a huge thing. And there is a lot when we look at that, there is a lot of energies around that, low frequencies, that are busy informing your body that is true. But that is the fears that are informing the body. That is not the truth of you. And if we put this entire day into a nutshell, that's what it is. None of the things that we believe about ourselves are true. Those low frequencies, the fear, the unworthiness, the pain, the anger, the shame, the blame, all of those things are not the truth of us. Ta-da! Okay, we're done. That's the entire thing. It's not the truth of us. So, healings for all of us in whatever way that shows up. If it shows up as beings in your space that are busy chattering to you and making you believe that you are not enough, we're going to reassign those beings and we're going to give you a healing. If it shows up as, spells and artifacts and openings, we're going to go ahead and take care of those as well. And this is, the day before, pretty sure it is tomorrow, the new moon of conscious choices is tomorrow. So we are under those new moon energies and we're going to use them to just keep moving whatever we can. One of the things I used to do is go, oh my God, why do we have to be under a moon? It's so scary. And now I'm like, dang, let's use those energies to transform more of what's making us just a little crazy. Just a little crazy. Those things that are making us feel like, our chest is going to explode or feel like our nervous system can't take one more instance of like shock, whatever it is. If it's your digestive system, we're going to work on that as well because we have lots and lots of healing alchemy available to us with that moon. Feel free to put it in the chat. I will tell you just a little bit that that moon of conscious choices has a bunch of frequencies coming in. The frequency of Olympia, which is kick ass for working on your nervous system, but working on those really low frequency, huge, pictures, frames, and other things that we have in our bodies. We also have the frequency of regeneration, ascension, and renunciation. So all of those, if you're just like, I don't know what any of that means, just know it means you're getting a kick-ass healing tonight and you're continuing to move those low frequencies that are making you just a little crazy out. So if you are new and haven't experienced this, or if you have been around over and over and over again and you've forgotten, that's totally cool. Happens to me too. We have a violet flame that is here for anything that you just want to kind of energetically toss in. You're like, oh, I recognize I'm really tired of defending my position. I am really tired of being tired. I am really, over getting angry about this particular situation. You can just keep surrendering more of that into the violet flame and just know that it's transforming as you just surrender it. You might have one or two steering wheels. We can throw those in too. Those steering wheels are the analogy that we use for when our personality just keeps trying to be in control. I'm trying to manage everything. I'm trying to handle everything. Higher self, get out of the way. I've got this. So we're just going to move more of those as well. So totally awesome. Welcome to everybody else who has dropped in. I have someone in as an iPhone, and I'm not sure who iPhone is. if you can change your name or pop it into the chat and I'll change it so that we have everybody's name. Okay, so Joanna, thank you for letting me know that, gentlemen. Let's just go ahead and change that. Someday I'll remember all that. There we go. Okay. Have you all found an apocalypse? Do you all have an idea of what your apocalypse looks like? I have another piece to my apocalypse, besides being left behind and tortured, is that Source abandons me. That I have a plan that Source is going to be my backup, and when I, reach out, Source isn't there. God isn't there. Source, creator, God, whatever term you use, that is another apocalypse for me. Another, what the heck just went on? So, if you have an idea of what your apocalypse is, or you just want to jump to the next step, ask where you are holding the most low frequencies around that apocalypse. Mine is in my sternum tonight. When I did this earlier, it was in my third eye. Yes, your third eye is actually a thing. It's a piece of energetic anatomy, and it holds a lot of ideas about yourself. It holds a lot of stuff, a lot of low frequencies. But channeling your sternum, I see a bunch of sternums. I see some dantians, which is like around the stomach, around your belly button. That's another power space. I also see some pituitaries there, that there are some apocalyptic pictures and frames and low frequencies that we can move. Jan, third eye, great awareness. Just keep moving more of those things. And for those of you who may not know, or you just sort of went unconscious to it, what we do is we go in after those low frequencies, the fear, the pain, the anger, the unworthiness, the shame, the unconsciousness. We go in after those low frequencies, and what we do is transform them with high frequencies. We transform them with high frequencies, and then we add a lot more light and a lot more healing alchemy into that space. So if you have a lot of fear in your third eye, we go in and we add some high frequencies in there. So we're adding some more wonder and some more love and inspiration, illumination, transformation, all different frequencies. We add that in there, and it transforms more of the fear. We do not have to overthink it. We just go, okay, that's what it's doing. And we trust that that's what it's doing. And so that fear transforms. I actually had an artifact there. A bunch of you have some artifacts. Artifacts can look like daggers or statues or things from an energetic standpoint that we transform. So we transform it with a design. This is something that you learn to do when you're in energetic architecture. We transform it with a design. It transforms, and then we put another design in there. We put some more light in there so it can keep lifting that up. So what does your higher self do? Your higher self goes, thank you very much for transforming the low frequency and for giving me some more high frequencies to work with. And what I'm going to do is take those high frequencies and go and find some more low frequencies to transform. All of that in a nutshell. Cricket, throat. Awesome place, awesome place. So, wherever you have that apocalyptic event, idea, energy, we're going to transform it. That's what we do. It's why I actually have a healing team. I have a whole bunch of souls that come in with me, and everyone is like, yes, I'll work on this person and this person and this person. It's really cool. Very cool. All right. So, how is everybody doing with the weekend? How are you doing with your week? Do you have anything in particular that you are like, I would really love some help with this? I have a bum thumb, and if I were participating in the healing circle, I'd be like, yo, can I have some help with my thumb? Because it's actually a little swollen and it really gets sore, and I'm moving a lot of low frequencies out of there. Feel free to put that in the chat as well. We'll put some people on it. Yeah, the moon has kicked up a lot for us. This moon is about expanding our awareness and seeking truth. And so it's every time there's like, I think of it like dust bunnies in the corner. It's like, oh, here they come. Oh, got to clean those out too. So there's a lot going on, and it's all for our highest good. It's all to help us continue to go up in frequency. Doesn't always feel like that. So you just keep trusting how it shows up. Yeah. Lots of heart pounding for sure, lots and lots of fear, and lots of exhaustion. Totally get it. We are moving a lot of unconsciousness out in the collective field. We're becoming more aware. And so as we move more unconsciousness out, we often feel like we're just dragging our butts around. And that is absolutely the new normal. Absolutely okay that you are experiencing that. And I encourage you truly to follow your guidance on that. Like when you're thinking, I'm really exhausted, I really need to sit down, but I've got this whole project to do, or I've got to go out and get my workout in, whatever it is, just take a few moments to check in with your higher self and say, is this what I'm doing today? And trust if it shows up that you're just sitting on the sofa. I have spent a lot of this weekend just sitting on the sofa going, come on, man, I got things to do. Nope, just sit here. You're good. You're good. Just keep trusting it. Jana, happy to help you with that left ankle. Looks like there's a lot of swelling in there, so let's go ahead and download some anti-inflammatory key codes. Perfect. So some of you are posting to hosts and panelists, which is perfectly fine. You're welcome to do that. If you want everybody to be able to see what you are saying, you want to change your hosts and panelists to everyone. The fancy word, everyone. So, yeah, Melissa, I'm happy to help you with that, with the fear as well. Absolutely happy to help you with that. And let me move that. There we go. Cricket, you gashed your forehead. happy to help you with that, Cricket. Give you some key codes there. We'll do some psychic surgery there. And, you keep checking in with your higher self. If you're like, oh, I need to go to the doctor, you go to the doctor. You do what your higher self says. Even if your personality is like, there is no way I'm taking an antibiotic. If that's your information, you just do that. And then you clean it up afterwards. Channeling. Back knee pain. Working on that too. All right. Ashley, ankles and feet. We got a lot of ankles and feet. Let's go ahead, team, go ahead and go through and work on everybody's ankles and feet. Yeah, I often get little twinges of pain in my feet, and it makes no sense whatsoever. It's not like I'm being hard on my feet, and periodically I go, oh, maybe I'm bending them too much. What does that mean? I don't know. Yeah. Happy to help with all that. When you have something that shows up, like on your foot, on your hand, on your knee, that kind of stuff, keep in mind that that is your higher self showing you where to work, showing you what is moving out. So, I've gotten some cuts on my right thumb. I've gotten banged up on my feet, and I'm like, oh, you didn't actually have to bang all that up in order to let me know that I needed to work on my feet. You could have just spoken that, hey, work on your feet, and then I would. But that is another way you get information. So, one of the things that Melchizedek talks about in the book, in a section that we are in, day 7 is like 10 pages long, is seeing through the low frequencies, and knowing that everything you're going through is what is helping you go up in frequency. And so let's find a place where you struggle with knowing that you're going up in frequency, for the place where you are like, I don't think so. I think everybody else can be going up in frequency, but I am not. So where is that in you? And mine shows up in my throat, and I see a bunch of throats. I see a bunch of eyes. I see some pituitary glands. Joanna, throat. Awesome. I actually see somebody has a right foot, more like the arch of their foot. Oh, Janelyn, your nervous system wants some boost, but I actually see it as your brain stem. Same place. We're going to give everybody's nervous system a cleaning out. We're also going to go through and clean everybody's etheric bodies. Yeah, Joanna, I see that in your foot, and we're happy to help you with that. Yeah. So we want to remind ourselves that how we see things claims it in form. So how we see things is what claims it. So if we are busy looking at something, judging it. Everybody think of a person that you might just have a little judgment about. Anyone? It doesn't have to be somebody that knows you by name. You can have somebody out there in the field, and it could be somebody who's really close to you. Somebody that you have a little bit of judgment about. Cricket, awesome, Jason, your neighbor. The list usually is long, right? The list usually is really long. We are trained from a very young age to judge people. From a very young age, we are trained to judge people. We are trained to decide what things mean, to put things into certain categories. You know, it is, there you go, gentle, and just the people you dislike. So at the top of page 78, they say, oh, let's go to page 77, the bottom of page 77. As you release the idea of what was to what seeks to be born, what is awaiting birth, the new manifestation of the inherent divine that will be revealed will be re-seen. What was hidden will be unveiled, and your vision is participatory to its manifestation. What that means is every time we can see the divinity in someone or something else, it gets re-seen. If it's hidden, it becomes unveiled so that people can re-see it. And you seeing it is part of the participation that is making that all happen. So your judgment of someone is an opportunity for you to catch it. Oh, wow, I have a really bad opinion of that person. Or, wow, I have a lot of judgment about that particular subject. Oh, so that is saying that there is something there for me to heal. And as I re-see whatever this situation is, as I re-see it, I am lifting it up and I am transforming it to something that is higher frequency than it was. So, I have a friend who has a couple of people that just trigger the heck out of her. And I keep saying, just keep loving them, just keep asking to see them in their truth. Not always easy, not always something that's very simple that you're like, okay, I see them in their truth. Whew, that was easy. And then you go on to the next thing. Sometimes it's really challenging. But how you see things claims the thing in its form. The very bottom of page 77, Paul says, what does that mean? He says, well, how you perceive anything claims the thing in form by nature of your agreement, both individually, what a lovely ring, and collectively, what an ugly ring or a worthless ring, because you abide by the standards and shared constructs that you utilize daily. We all have opinions and thoughts about everything. And there are even some collective ideas we have about things. We could talk about clothes. We could talk about bell-bottom jeans. We could talk about hip huggers, or we could talk about a lot of other different subjects that some of us would be like, oh my God, I love them. And other people would be like, That's fucked up. Gentle and sure, people's parenting styles. I can talk about that one. I have a grandson now, and my daughter does not do things the way I would. And I have to keep practicing closing my mouth and saying it's none of my business. Another person's parenting style is by agreement for the person they are parenting. Let me say that again. Another person's parenting style is exactly what that child needs to learn everything that they are here to learn. And we want to keep stepping in and getting in the way of that. It's what we do. No. Let me just tell you, this is how you do it. This is what it's supposed to be. This is how. What are you doing? Do you not know that you need to put them to bed this way? Or you need to make sure that they respond this way to that particular comment that you made? Are you going to let them speak up like that? All by agreement. All by agreement. All by agreement. It is an agreement between that parent and child, and it is an agreement for you to see it, to keep transforming it. Yeah, of course. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it. If it was easy, we would be on an enlightened planet already. We would be on an enlightened planet. So, where is it that you want to keep judging? What is it that keeps getting in the way for you? Could be fear, could be judgment, could be anger, could be unworthiness. Whatever it is, we're happy to give it a healing. Habits, yep, we certainly have a lot of habits, things that we have learned. But remind yourself, because this could be your new habit, you tell yourself, how I see it is claiming it in form. So if I see something as bad, if I see something as good, if I see something as beautiful, if I see something as ugly, regardless of what I see it as, I am claiming that to be true of that particular thing. So, if we want to transform the world, if we want to change the world around us, what do we want to do? We want to see everything in our world from a space of more love, from a place of more clarity, from a place of more joy. And when we get stuck, we just want to go, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And you don't have to say it out loud. Just go, oh yeah, love, 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 love. And just bombard whatever it is that's making you nuts with love. That's another piece that is here in day 7. The more we see things from a place of love, from a place of wonder, from a place of clarity or illumination or joy, the more things transform. And every time you see something that you're taking it personally, you could just go, and I'll take a healing on that. Take a healing on that. More help with everybody's throats. I see a lot of throats. Let's put some more designs in their throats and transform more of that. I actually have a little note here. It makes me laugh. I was like, what does your throat need most? People's throats. Okay, I have a couple notes here. There's so much awesome stuff in day 7. So much awesome stuff. I get like so excited when I like reading this. I just go, oh my gosh, this is so freaking cool. Just something you may or may not know. Okay, we are here. Let me just make sure I have my page 68. Okay, page 68. The bottom of page 67. Some of you say this sounds awful or chaos. It is not either. It is simple change. You are not only prepared for this, you actually came for this. You incarnated at this time to be party to a process of acceleration that will support the generations that follow you. This is not all about you, you know, and the idea of who you should be or the relationships you prize. It is about legacy. And the legacy that is being left by those of you here who are at the basis of this transition is the legacy of grace, new possibility, and what can be claimed when you become willing to release the old. In 3 generations, the awareness will have risen. In 4 generations, it will be cemented in a very practical way in the energetic bodies of all who incarnate. In other words, the promise of the monad, which is the divinity within you, in its flower, will claim all things because the level of consciousness that will be aligned to at this level will support the changes that are required. If you think of yourself as the seed pushing up against the earth and the earth being moved by your presence, that is where you sit today. But the flowers that come after you and the scent of the flowers will claim the entire world in a higher tone. Each and every one of us here on the planet, all of us, somewhere in day 7 they say all, capital ALL, all of us are here as a legacy to transform what is here, lift it all up, re-see it, and leave it better than it was. Healings for all of us on the place where we do not believe that's true. Healings on the places where we think we're screwing it up, or they're screwing it up, or they've got it wrong, or there is no way that it is possible that we are going to leave this planet better than it was when we came. How about that one? Not easy. Not easy at all, but we're doing it. Here are some notes that I made for all of us to write down, things for us to remember. Number 1, resist the urge to call the old back to you. Well, I am going to, change this particular situation. I am going to love more in this particular situation. And then the situation comes up again and you end up saying, screw that, man. I'm just pissed. I don't care. I will love it some other time. And so what you're doing is calling the old back to you. And when we do that, we have to go clean it up and transform all the stuff that we called in And it just makes more work for us. So resist calling the old back to you. Know this. Okay? We're going to give a healing to all those places where we have resistance to letting go of the old. The old ideas, the old templates, well, we've always done it this way. This is just how it works best for me. We call in the old things over and over again. So I'm really looking for a great example. So an example might be where you're like, she always, every time I talk to her, she always has to tell me how good she is and how much she's done and how she has, saved the world. I always have to hear that. When you do something like that, when you say that somebody is always doing something, is never doing anything, what you are doing is calling all of that back up for you to have to clean it up. That statement that I just made was filled with lots of unworthiness. It was filled with lots of judgment, and so it's something that then I have to go and I have to clean up. Every time we call in the old, we have to go and clean it up. So we want to just keep transforming whatever shows up. Yes, that person might always do the exact same thing, but what we want to do is re-see it every time they do it. We want to re-see it, re-know it, lift it up in frequency. That's a really great example, Jenilyn. For the past 5 years, it's not easy, but we love, 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 love more, love more, love more. We want to create from a more conscious space. Would anybody like to see my cat? Dude. And it's really not a big deal, right? We call it back in, we clean it up, and then we do better. We want to remind ourselves of that. When we bring something back in that's a low frequency, we're just like, oh, and now we get to clean it up. Clean it up, clean it up, clean it up. Just keep cleaning it up. And for those of you who don't know, the word fuck is actually a healing. Those vowels, those are really great healings. Yes, you could say duck or truck or muck. Sometimes some words are just a little bit better. Get a little more healing in there. You are a big ball of light, gentlemen. All of you are a big ball of light. I wish I could find it. That's another thing that they talk about here in day 7, that each of us is so much more than we know, so much more than we imagine. We're like, oh my God, if we had any idea how amazing we are. I was looking in my notes to see if I could find it. We are divine. We've always been divine. We've always been doing exactly what is next for us to do, and we just are learning to trust that however it shows up is exactly what we needed at that time. Maybe we needed the healing on it. Maybe we needed more awareness that, oh, there I go, I did it again. Wow, that's so freaking cool to see that. Okay, I got that. I'm doing that again. All right, I'm going to keep healing that. Good to see, good to see. We just keep trusting. Page 76. Whew. The soul is participatory in everything you do. It says, now, when we said soul is participatory, we are telling you something very important. You have come with lessons with which to learn through, and you will learn those lessons regardless of the state of resonance that you accrue through these teachings or align to through these teachings. Your way will be made for you, but your mandate or lesson will be given to you at the level that you can hold. Your lessons always come at the level of frequency that you can hold. To choose these things to grow beyond the old is in support of the growth of all. This is not selfish work. This is work you do for all because you are becoming participatory in the manifested divine and the relinquishing of the old. You are here to do this work, so just keep taking it up. Joanna, happy to give you a healing on your neck. I see a lot in your brainstem. Ooh. It's hot. Now, some of you would say, well, I'm a cranky old man. I enjoy being a cranky old man. Enjoy it all you wish. If your idea of self is not inhibiting your true participation in the sovereign act of worthiness, have a nice time with it. We are not denying you your pleasures. But the moment you decide that you are the only one of value, the only one that matters, the only one whose opinion matters, you have claimed yourself in the lower floor, in the lower active yet again. Enjoy your predilections as you wish, but don't deny the divine in either yourself or another. To call a man a fool is to make the self foolish. To call somebody else a fool is to make yourself foolish. To deny the divine in another is to deny it in yourself. They talk about this all the time. The moment that you deny the divine in someone else, the moment you call them anything that is a low frequency, you have called yourself it too. And you have put yourself right next to them. And then you have to go and give yourself a healing. Gentlemen, that is a great question. How do you know what level you are and what level somebody else is? You don't. You actually don't. And there is a reason why you don't. You treat everybody from a place of love. If you knew that I was a level 10 and she, whoever the she is, was a level 8, you might treat me differently because, oh, I'm a 10 and she's an 8. That is exactly what we do a lot of here on this planet. Oh, well, they make X amount of money, or they have X number of followers, or they have friends like X, Y, and Z. We are moving out those old ideas of how we judge people, and we just love them because they are word, divinity, and form, because they are of source. We just love them, period. It doesn't matter what level they are or how high a frequency they are. We love them because they're word, divinity, and form. It's a great question. A great question. I was just taking a moment to look. I was like, did I? Yeah, I did. So Ashley, I see, as far as I can see, I fully believe I'm going up in frequency. Can you give examples of beliefs that coincide with the belief that we're not going up in frequency? We all have lots of ideas that we're not going up in frequency. And we compare ourselves to other people. Oh, they're going up in frequency faster than I am. Wow, they are really struggling with stuff. So man, they must be getting it faster. They must be learning it. I do it regularly. Oh my God, they must be going up in frequency much faster than I am. And then I make myself laugh because I'm like, everybody's going up in frequency at the level that they can hold individually, right? Everybody goes up in frequency as they can hold the next level of frequency. And you just keep trusting that that is happening for you as well. Yeah, that piece about catching up with somebody else. We're all in our own race. We're all in our own process, our own healing journey. And yeah, we're not catching up. But I get it because I think about that often. I'm like, oh my God, I'm never going to be as aware as she is about that. Wow. For me, my higher self is working on my projects, checking off the things on my list. And my list doesn't look like anybody else's. Not one person has the exact same list. So it's knowing that you are working on your list exactly as what's next for you, trusting your higher self all along the way. So I want to share this particular piece on page 77. To praise the divine who is come in another is to praise the divine in all things. Recognizing that everybody is divine is to recognize that everything is divine. And the truth of the matter is that everything is of source. Everything is of source. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Source doesn't judge. Source has no judgment pictures. Those ideas of the wrathful God that's throwing thunderbolts and punishing, people for what they say and do, that is not a true picture of Source Creator God. Those are pictures that were created by humans in order to control other humans. God has no judgment pictures whatsoever. The moment that you judge, you are putting another in the same place as you. You are putting yourself in the same place as another. Oh, they're such an asshole. Welcome to you being an asshole as well. What you judge judges you back. Gentlemen, happy to give you some help with that right fighting. So here's this piece, page 77. Now, praise is not worship. It is the elevation or the lifting of the thing to its true nature. To praise it is to say yes to its divinity. The true claim of being, I know who you are, what you are, and how you serve, is in fact high praise, not at the level of personality, but at the level of monad. The divine that is always seeking its expression and manifestation as and through you all. It's really cool. Praise. What do you do to a kid? Praise them. How do you transform somebody's behaviors? Praise them. Praise the things that they're doing well. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful you colored that. Oh my gosh, I was so excited to see you hit that home run. I was so excited to see you make contact with the ball. Whatever it is, praise them, lift them up. It's how we're transforming the world. Praise is recognizing the divinity in it. Some days you might be just like, I know you're divine in there somewhere. I know you're divine in there somewhere. It's your word, divinity, and form. I don't see it, but wow, I know it's there. Trust, trust, trust. Page 80. The choice, my friends, is yours. Who do you wish to know yourself as? Who do you wish to know yourself as? Gosh, that's such a good question. Who do you want to know yourself as? And knowing that what you know is most important. What you know about yourself is more important than what anybody else knows. Nobody can tell you. You know you. It all starts with you. And as you come around to that, it all starts with me. You start transforming yourself, and then you start transforming the world. Here's the claim of truth. On this day, I claim to allow myself the knowledge of my true nature, and the discovery that accompanies it will be met by me at the level I can receive it. As I say yes, I meet the false ideas of self that I have utilized to perpetuate an idea of separation. And as I bless those and release them, my requirement of them is released, and I am known anew. I know who I am. I know what I am. I know how I serve. I am word through this intention. Word, I am word. I'll read that again. You can say it along with me. You can ask that my words be your words. It's a big healing. On this day, I claim to allow myself the knowledge of my true nature, and the discovery that accompanies it will be met by me at the level I can receive it. As I say yes, I meet the false ideas of self that I have utilized to perpetuate an idea of separation. And as I bless those and release them, my requirement of them is released, and I am known anew. I know who I am. I know what I am. I know how I serve. I am word through this intention. Word, I am word. I sit here and watch more healing, alchemy coming in, and watching those old ideas of the small self being transformed, being released and being known anew. It's what we're doing. It's what we're up to. We are creating a legacy for our grandchildren, for our great-grandchildren, for our great-great-grandchildren. We're transforming the world, and we're starting with ourselves. Isn't that cool? So cool. So, we have day 8 happening on June 9th. Cracks me up. Day 8 happening on June 9th. And then I also am going to be announcing a special workshop that is Know Your Worth. It's going to be a workshop that's going to be coming up in the next month. I have 2 dates that I'm trying to get clear on which dates they are, but it's about knowing your worth, knowing that you are worthy, increasing your awareness of your higher self and your worth all in one evening. That will be more information coming on that. I will definitely be sending that to you all. And of course, if you want to watch the replay, if you want to send it to someone else to tell them about it, that would be totally awesome and fabulous too, because the more people that we touch, the more people that we get this information to, the more we are transforming the world. So I am deeply grateful to each and every one of you for how you show up in the world, for the amazingness that you are each and every day, whether you're aware of it or not. You absolutely, absolutely are. So I send you lots of love and blessings as I seal the field unto the light of that one true source creator God, the one who is all the magic, all the joy, all the wonder, and all the promise of all magic, all joy, all love. I thank my healing team. I thank the Privy Council. I thank all the support. But I thank each and every one of you for how you show up, not just here tonight, but how you show up every day, where you're willing to just keep going at it, lifting everything up and trusting how everything unfolds. I hope you have a fabulous week. If you need any help with the moon, please feel free to text me, hop on social media, send me a message. I'm happy to help. Love you guys. With that, we say amen and aho. Have a fabulous evening. Love you guys.